Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl, and today's question was Tut murdered? Now, roll tape. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl, and today we're going to ask if King Tut was murdered by a serial killer. Report on an amazing breakthrough in the field of anti-gravity. Show you some actual photos of a ghost in the snow, and critique the 1946 serial Lost City of the Jungle, starring Lionel Atwill and Key Luke, and cover other intriguing subjects, time, of course, permitting. But first, was Tut murdered by a serial killer? Well, here is King Tut, otherwise known as Tutankhamun. In 1360 BC, at age 10, his father, Akhenaten, otherwise known as Amenhotep IV, died. Now, it's possible his father might have been murdered because he tried to introduce a monotheistic religion into Egypt, and the priests at that time believed in a polytheistic theology. So there's great opposition to his change, and again, he might have been assassinated. Now, because his son was too young to rule at age 10, a regent took over by the name of Aye, who was just a commoner. And for several years, he ruled until Tut was of age. In the interim, Tut married his half-sister, Ankh-Hessen-Amen. And then at age 20, he died. Now the question is, was it natural causes, accident, or murder? Well, Dr. Robert Breyer from Long Island University did an extensive X-ray analysis of Tut's skull and found a bone sliver, suggesting that his head had been bashed in, probably by Eye. And he didn't just die immediately, but apparently lingered on for several days in a comatose state before ultimately succumbing. Now, at that time, I wanted to be Pharaoh, but being a commoner, the only way to do so was by marrying Tut's widow, but she wanted no part of him. She wanted nothing to do with this commoner. So she did something unprecedented. She sent a message to the neighboring Hittites asking that one of the king's sons be sent over to become her new husband. But he was bushwhacked at the border, again either by Eye or one of his henchmen. And so finally, she was forced to marry Eye. But she didn't last long, because soon thereafter, she was murdered by Eye because he wanted to marry another woman, T-I-Y. Perhaps it's poetic justice, but Eye ruled as Pharaoh of Egypt for just 3 years, dying in the year 1347 BC. Now, Dr. Robert Breyer claims that this man was a serial killer because he was responsible for the deaths of Tut, the potential suitor from the Hittites, and for Tut's widow. And he found that the man was quite a braggart. On his tombstone, he had this written: I was one favored by his Lord every day, great in favor from year to year, because of the exceeding greatness of my excellence. So quite an egotist there. So he got a deserved death at an early age. Actually, in his tomb, his temple, they show only I with T, but Tut's widow is nowhere to be seen, as though she never existed. And this just goes to show that men crave power, whether in ancient Egypt, the Middle Ages, or the 20th century, and such men often will kill to acquire it. Human nature has not changed in over 3,500 years and probably will not do so in the next 3,500.
Now, until next time, may the power of the cosmos be with you. Yes, yes, yes.